A sellout crowd as usual expected here at the Harry A. Gamble Pavilion, and why not? Two of the best teams in the country are on hand. The 18th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes have come to town to take on the now number 2 in the land, Connecticut Huskies. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mike Gorman. Connecticut certainly coming into this game on a roll. They're 4-0. They've got a WNIT title, and tonight they've got some pretty heady opposition in the Hawkeyes of Iowa. For a preview of them, let's go to my broadcast partner, Megan Pattison.
Thanks, Michael. 3 years ago, the most heralded recruiting class in Hawkeye history first stepped foot on campus. Well, high hopes and certainly higher expectations awaited this magnificent 7. Throughout their careers, they've had a multitude of injuries to deal with. They've had to deal with a coaching change. It's been hard for them to develop a little bit of chemistry to get them to that next level. But now they're seniors. That 7 has now become 6, and they've got a great coaching staff. They are set to take off and get on that national championship bandwagon they've been searching for all 4 years. It's going to happen this year. But first, they got to get through the Huskies tonight. And with a look into the UConn team, let's go check in with Rebecca Lobo.
Megan, while Iowa has had the burden of expectations, UConn freshmen traditionally have had the luxury to learn from the more experienced players. Remember, Nikisha Sales didn't start as a freshman. Last year, Shea Ralph didn't start. I sure didn't start as a freshman. And let me tell you how much easier it is to come off the bench without that pressure of starting. And also, you have an opportunity to learn from those older players in practice. Rita Williams learned from Jen Rosati, Paige Sauer learned from Kara Walters, and now Svetlana can learn from Nikisha Sales. Not only are they learning skills, but even more importantly, they're learning how to win. And this year, they've learned easily and they've learned early by winning the WNIT in very impressive fashion and starting the season 4-0. To see if they can continue those winning ways tonight, we'll head it back to Mike Gorman.
Okay, thanks very much, Rebecca. Should be a beauty here tonight. So sit back and relax. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip of tonight's game right after these words. Meet the starting lineups. Here's Chris Monahan.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Harry A. Gamble Pavilion. Tonight, your Connecticut Huskies host the Iowa Hawkeyes. And now here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the University of Iowa. A 5'9" senior from Bridgeport, Connecticut, number 13, Nadine Dermone. A 6'1" senior from Carson, California, number 15, Shannon Perry. A 5'8" freshman from Mount Airy, Maryland, number 21, Kara Consuegra. A 6'4" senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 50, Tangela Smith. And a 6'4" junior from Dubuque, Iowa, number 54, Amy Herrig. Iowa assistant coaches are Dana Eichenberg, Wendy Gatlin, and Linda Myers. The head coach is Angie Lee. And now the starting lineup for your University of Connecticut Huskies. A 6'1" sophomore from Norman, Oklahoma, number 20, Stacy Hansmeyer. A 6'5" sophomore from Midwest City, Oklahoma, number 41, Paige Sauer. A 5'11" junior from Bethesda, Maryland, number 22, Amy Durant. A 5'7" senior from Norwalk, Connecticut, number 23, co-captain Rita Williams. And a 6' senior from Bloomfield, Connecticut, number 42, Nikisha Sales. Connecticut assistant coaches are Tanya Cardoza and Jamel Elliott. The associate head coach is Chris Daly. And the head coach of Connecticut in his 13th season is Gino Oriema.
Getting ever closer to that 300 mark. We will be back with the opening tip of tonight's game between the Hawkeyes and the Huskies right after this. Ready to go, so are we. Mike Gorman Megan Pattison and Rebecca Lobo, happy you can be with us tonight as the Huskies put their #2 ranking in the USA Today poll on the line against a good Hawkeye team, but a Hawkeye team that's coming off a tough loss last Sunday. There's Damone right to the hoop and unable to convert. The follow by Smith won't go down. Williams trying to keep it alive. Amy Duran comes away with it. Rita Williams, the quick push. Hansmeyer looking for a little backdoor cut. Stacy's going to take it, partially blocked by Smith. Picked off the floor by Harris.
And Mike, that dribble did not take her anywhere.
Consuegra, the freshman point guard. First freshman ever to start for Iowa at the point. And she pulls it back out, 15 on the shot clock.
Huskies in their standard man-to-man defense.
Inside Smith, she's the leading scorer. Outside jumper goes down. Nadine for 3.
Nadine actually hasn't been shooting that well this season from outside the three-point range. I think she's only around 20-something%, so that's a good sign for her to get it going early.
Bridgeport, Connecticut native, certainly would like to light it up on a return home. Nikisha, strong move in the baseline for 2.
And what a great play by Sales. Hansmeyer setting up a little screen on the ball. Defense was cheating. Keisha took her baseline side.
Williams out there on Consuegra. Here's Damone, goes inside. Harrigan, yep, it's a travel.
Connecticut substitution entering the lineup.
And very quickly, Gina Auriemma to the bench.
On that last defensive possession, Rita Williams looked like she was grasping for air. I don't know if she got hit in the chest, but she looked like she was struggling a little bit.
She did look in pain, didn't she? His hands by on top of the key. Abrasimova's going to take it. Nope. Yes.
How about that? That's a way to come in and stamp your mark on the game immediately.
Must be because she didn't have that pressure of starting.
Gotta be, Rebecca.
Svetlana defensively chasing the point guard, Consuegra. Damone's got the ran on her.
Damone so quick with
3
the
on the
ball.
shot clock. Consuegra knows it. Almost knocked down the jumper. Sales with the rebound. Keisha, a little stop and go move. Pretty good defense put on her by Perry. Svetlana on the baseline. No. Perry there for the rebound. Perry's got some long arms, I'll tell you.
She sure does, and they're all black shirts around there for the rebound. Iowa doing a good job of getting position on the defensive boards.
Perry, little pull-up jumper in the lane, really shoots it high. Abrasimova on the break. Bounce pass and a nice one to Duran. Can't finish.
What a shame. That was a nice pass. Duran went up expecting to get hit. You just got to concentrate on the rim and shoot the ball.
Damone into the paint, little pull-up. She gets the roll.
Nadine Damone.
Again, it's important for Damone to get on fire early, especially here in front of a lot of her hometown folks. She wants to get a good start, have a good game for herself.
But Damone is so streaky. If she starts on fire, watch out, Huskies.
Nikisha thought about the 3. Now she's going to take it, back rims it. Long rebound, tracked down by Perry.
UConn in the first few offensive possessions have not looked to go inside to their post players. I don't think Stacey Hansmeyer or Paige Sauer have touched the ball, except for Stacey's shot early.
Consuegra, patient outside, down to 14 on the shot clock. About to go under 16 to go here in the first half. Back to 20-minute halves again. No more 10-minute quarters like in the NIT. Hawkeyes with the turnover. Duran with a little time. Unable to hit the 3. Amy shooting 3s better than she's shooting 2s so far this year. Damone trying to get it inside. Smith a touch. Can't get it to stay down. Getting pretty good shots though.
I was getting real good looks at the basket.
Svetlana. And she gets fouled by the freshman Consuegra.
Well, Svetlana does such a great job of getting to the basket. Great body control. She does, and she gets to the line a lot, which I think is a sign that separates the good players from the great players. If you can get to the foul line a lot, you're on course to be a great player.
Duran and Hansmeier to the Husky bench. Rita Williams back in. Kelly Hunt making her first appearance. Brossimova knocks down the free throw. Shooting 79% at the line for the year. And you have a feeling that's no fluke. 15:35 to go here first half. 6-5 UConn. She is the Hawkeyes' leading returning scorer and rebounder, but a hamstring injury kept her out of Sunday's game up in Boston at the Reebok Classic, and we're not sure whether we're going to see her tonight. Did you hear any word whether we might or might not?
Well, she's been telling her trainer that she said, yeah, Roxanne Dahl, she said to her trainer, I'm going to play, but she may get in there. She's got a torn hamstring. It's slightly torn. They're going to keep it. It's heavily taped up, and they're going to keep an eye on her to see if she can get in there.
This last possession, UConn set up in their 2-2-1 full court presser, which Coach Auriemma put in practice yesterday. He said the one thing they need to do is keep Iowa from bringing the ball up the floor in the middle of the court, and that's exactly what Nadine Damone did that time.
Kelly Hunt looked briefly inside. Sauer looked at Sales, who flashed. A little crossover move by Svetlana. Floater off the glass. No, she didn't use the glass. Just put it right in.
She knows how to score. She knows how to find her way to that basket.
UConn now back in their 2-3 zone.
Some matchup principles in this zone. You see Kelly Hunt coming all the way across in the baseline to guard Perry.
And a foul setting the screen outside, I believe, on Herrig. That'll be the first on Amy.
And look at Brossimova. She keeps her head up. She sees the rim the whole time.
Number 54, Amy Herrig.
Nothing but net.
Her first personal foul, second on the team.
UConn by 3 on the ball. 14:34 to go here first half. Sales backs it up. Nice pass by Hunt.
And that's what Kelly Hunt has to do. Do the little things. It's a great pass inside to Paige Sauer, who all she had to do was catch, turn, keep it above her head, and shoot.
And Kelly gave her a pass where she could really handle it and do something with it without putting it on the floor.
There's Sales with the reach-in steal. Nikisha ahead of the field. The two.
Great D there by Sales, and you see how she and Rita Williams worked so well together. Rita immediately gave it up to the streaking Sales.
Huskies with their biggest lead, it's 7 at 12-5. Inside, trying to get something going with Tangela Smith. Back outside, Perry can't hit the jump shot. Nice work on the offensive glass. And a foul is going to be called, and it's going to go against Brossimova.
Gee, you think the crowd likes that or no? The lefty jacking it up from the corner.
Connecticut foul number 25, Svetlana Brossimova.
That looked pretty clean, Rebecca. What do you think?
I wouldn't call it a foul, but I don't think I ever agree with the officials. So.
Well, you never fouled in your career, correct?
That's right.
Svetlana trying to thread it through on the baseline, has the pass picked off by Perry. Perry with those long arms, and obviously a good defensive player. Tangela Smith in the paint turns, and the foul is going to be on Stacey Hansmeier. Or is it on Hunt? It would have to be on Hunt because Hansmeier's on the bench.
That's a very good point, Michael.
Thank you.
That's a foul. That's a foul you don't want to get either because the girl's not in close to the basket. She's taking a 15-foot jump shot, a turnaround, which makes it even more difficult. Kelly, she had her hands up, but she needed to move her feet a little bit better on that one.
Well, yeah, she did everything right. She bumped Smith up the lane, so where she would catch the ball 8-9 feet as opposed to 3-4 feet.
Right.
So you do 3/4 of your job, and then at the very end, you commit a silly foul, and then that'll put you right on the bench.
Coaches always tell you that you play the majority of the defense before the player gets the ball, and Kelly did that well. Once the player got the ball is when she made her mistake.
Impressive numbers for Smith in her senior year. She makes both her free throws and keeps the Hawkeyes within 5, 7 minutes into the game. Sauer comes up shooting. A little wide of the mark. Smith with the rebound. Chance for Iowa to get to 3. Herrick.
That is a nice move by a big player for somebody 6'4" to pump fake, put the ball on the floor with her left hand, and then take a jump shot. That is a very tough move.
And Cardinals in by Sauer to leave her feet defensively.
Sales in the paint. No. Smith again with the rebound, and I think they've got Hansmeyer this time with a push.
Well, UConn's offense in a little bit of disarray. Sales trying to create, trying to make something out of nothing. That's not necessarily a smart play. You got to pass the ball side to side, get the defense moving, dump it down low, and then kick it out if there's nothing inside.
UConn's been very effective on the fast break, but when they get into the half-court set, they haven't moved the ball very well, haven't had good ball movement, haven't been getting the ball down low into the post players either.
Kelly Schumacher has come into the game as the Huskies are getting out-rebounded in this. Williams with the steal, able to control it right in front of the bench. 5th turnover for Iowa.
Easy.
Inside Schumacher, outside Williams. Rita into the paint, trying to lay it down and get fouled as she made the move.
Great move by Williams to draw that foul, create the contact.
And that was a better possession by the Huskies because they put the ball into the post and then they let Rita create by the ball coming back out.
Look at the great defense there to set up that offense by Rita Williams, helping down on the post. It's great D. But both teams are the same. Their defense really gets their offense running.
Consuegra has to go to the bench with their 2nd personal foul.
Shannon Perry replacing Consuegra. For Connecticut, Amy Durant is in for Nikisha Sales.
And you're right with your scouting report as Angela Hamblin is on the floor for the first time tonight. And for the first time in a couple of games.
Well, she's got that right hamstring heavily wrapped where her knee can't even extend fully straight. You've got to keep it a little bit bent so there's no way that hamstring can tear all the way.
Rita Williams again with the steal, and Damone has to give the foul.
Well, that's a cardinal sin, Rebecca. I know you can relate to this. Not relate, or agree, rather. When you
Really, which side are you going to put her on here?
When you foul, you never want to compound the foul. Or you create the turnover, and then you foul.
We'll let Megan dig herself out of this hole. We'll be back. Just under 12 to go here in the first half. And a reminder, this copyrighted telecast is produced by the Authority of Connecticut Public Television and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of CPTV is strictly prohibited. Has to be an emotional boost for Iowa to have Angela Hamblin back on the floor, I would think.
Yeah, and all the other players know they've got to step up because their best player is injured.
Huskies turn it over. And the Hawkeyes have a chance to get to 1 or tie with the 3. Damone has moved to the point. Here's Hamblin handling it first time. Amy Durant's out defensively. Perry puts it on the floor. Damone's going to take a 3 along with it. Rebound weak side Smith. That's her 5th rebound in the game. Puts it back, no. Tipped by Schumacher, but picked off by Perry. Fresh clock for Iowa. About to go under 11 minutes to go in a tight first half. Hamblin behind the screen. Has to hide behind Smith. Foul's called on Smith, I believe, setting another pick down on the baseline, or was it a 3-second violation on Smith? One of the two.
Yeah, it was she blocked. That was an illegal screen, she said. I don't think anyone should be that open against this Husky defense that is very tough man-to-man. It was an illegal screen, which allowed Damone to be so open there in the corner.
Well, they gave it to Herrig, and it'll be her 2nd personal foul. But Iowa nearly a 2-to-1 advantage on the glass so far.
And that's just sheer hustle, determination.
Right now, Amy Durant has Hamblin guarding her. She knows she's injured. She should try to take her to the hole when she gets the ball.
Hansmeyer turns, blocked by Smith, knocked out of bounds, last touched by Sauer.
Last weekend in the WNIT, Stacey Hansmeier made that move and it worked. But see, you're not playing against someone like Tangela Smith last weekend. Now Smith is aggressive, she's tall, she's athletic. You can't shoot over her, you got to go around her.
Kelly Hunt has come back into the game. Hansmeier to the UConn bench. Malika Willis, number 31, setting a screen there at the free throw line, has come in for the first time for Iowa. Hamblin, no with the baseline jumper, tipped and controlled by Smith.
Iowa's just doing an incredible job on the boards, especially the offensive boards, and that's why they're able to keep this one close so far.
Hamblin forces it into Willis. Willis kicks it back out. Hamblin will take it and make it.
Well, Hamblin had that first shot. Amy Duran was stuck behind the screen. But you got to communicate defensively. Two people were guarding the post player. Hamblin was wide open for the shot. Good stick by Hamblin.
Right now, UConn hasn't scored in the last 4 minutes. They need to try to get a good shot.
That's the fourth turnover on the Huskies there. A chance for Iowa to get the lead. Smith, who to this point is just too quick for anybody for Connecticut inside. Damone calls the play outside. Hunt jumps at it. Damone checks the shot clock. It's at 10. Smith pulls up at the free throw line and knocks it down.
Smith is just having her way in the post.
She's getting some easy shots because not only is she tall, she has exceptionally long arms and is able to shoot the ball up over a shorter Kelly Hunt.
And nearly another turnover, but a reach-in foul instead will be called on Smith.
And they're doing it. There's a foul there. See, look at that 8-0 run in the last 5:30 for Iowa. Doing a good job of taking their solid half-court defense, and they're converting that into buckets.
That's just the first foul on Smith. Rita Williams thought about the three. Damone jumps out on her. Hunt, another good look inside for Sauer. She's got it. She'll get to the line. Kelly Hunt's made a couple of nice passes in the first half.
Both of Paige Sauer's shots and good looks at the bucket have come from good passes from Kelly Hunt, and that's usually the way it works, as a post player look for their other post player.
It was a tough catch. And there, you know, I think Sauer could have taken a dribble and gone up a little bit stronger, because if that's someone taller than Willis, Willis is only 6'2". Against some of the taller competition you'll face, that's going to be swatted into the third row.
Sauer unable to convert. Willis comes down with the miss. UConn by 1 at 14-13, under 9 minutes now to go in the first half. Here's Hamblin. Sales has got her defensively. Williams, nice job on Damone. Didn't give her anywhere to go. Smith knocks down two more.
So do you think Iowa and Tangela Smith want to exploit Kelly Hunt defensively? All right, I'll answer my own question. I think so.
Yes,
Whether they want to or not, they are.
Svetlana, a little bounce pass in low, and Sauer unable to handle it.
That was a poor pass. She threw it right at Paige Sauer's feet. You can't blame the big girl.
And the break for the Huskies there. Oh, and it's not a break. It goes off one of the Connecticut players out of bounds. Damone got bailed out a little bit there on a bad pass, trying to find Smith cutting to the basket.
Connecticut substitution number
Amy Duran's going to check back in.
Replaces Svetlana Abrasimova.
And Abrasimova will sit down. Hamblin comes up shooting. No. Nice job by Damone.
Another offensive rebound for Iowa. They're just killing UConn off the glass.
That's the third offensive rebound for Damone. Hamblin again looking inside. Smith turns quickly, partially blocked, picked off by Damone. Iowa getting the bounce right now. Hamblin comes up shooting and makes it. You knew that was going in.
I'd say her leg is feeling okay.
You need to test it, though, especially with her guarding, if she's still guarding Nikisha Sales. No, she's guarding Amy Duran. Before, when she was guarding Nikisha Sales, Nikisha should have taken it right at her. It's a lot easier to play offense with an injury than it is to play defense with an injury.
Why is that?
Because everybody loves to play offense.
Yeah, what are you talking about injured? It has nothing to do with injury, right?
I mean, defense hurts no matter what if you're playing it hard, and so it's going to hurt that much more with a bum hamstring trying to stay down in your stance.
That was a great save down there on the baseline by Nikisha Sales. We're going to get a timeout, 7:21 to go in the half. Iowa by 3.
Husky fans, the UConn division event.
Huskies, but the Huskies really are not playing with a whole lot of passion here at this point. Let's take a look at Tangela Smith, who has been a major thorn in Connecticut's side. Smith doing a great job off the glass, and to this point, as we mentioned, just too quick.
And the other thing too is she likes to go left and shoot that ball, and she's quick. She's got quick release, and she's got those goggles. I think they help her too, babe.
She's not afraid of getting poked in the eye. But actually, that was very good defense by Kelly Hunt and Paige Sauer once Smith got the ball. What they need to do is deny her, prevent her from getting it, because once she gets it, they can't stop her.
And one thing they've got to do is keep her and the rest of her teammates off the boards. Iowa's got 16 rebounds, 7 of which are on the offensive end.
Tipped out of bounds by Hamlin. Offensive rebounding, too often a measure of how hard a team is playing. And Connecticut doesn't have any to this point. Sales has it partially blocked. They're the long arms of Perry again.
And since that ball didn't hit the rim, the shot clock went off in the midst of that shot being blocked. So therefore, leaves Gino Auriemma asking a lot of questions.
The longer Iowa stays close in this game, the more confidence they're going to get. So UConn needs to take them out pretty soon if they want to keep them from gaining that confidence.
Under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Iowa the ball and a 3-point lead. Damone coming around some screens in the baseline, gets it back to Hamlin. Willis turns on Sauer, has second thoughts. Damone can't hit the 3, rebounded Durant.
And no second thoughts for Nadine. She'll jack that thing up.
She hits a couple of those, and the Huskies could be in a lot of trouble. Sauer, no. Again, one and you're done, the story for Connecticut.
That was good awareness by Paige Sauer. She wanted to go middle, but felt the defense came back around baseline. The shot just wouldn't fall.
The Huskies, typically this season have started off each game pretty slowly. And they usually run away in the second half. But you can do that against some of the weaker teams in your schedule. But Iowa is a tough ball club. You can't give them anything. You got to come out. You got to play well from beginning to end if you want to develop good habits towards the end of the season and to come out with a victory here tonight.
Checking back in for Connecticut, number 20, Stacey Hansmeyer.
Those are the depressing rebound numbers for UConn to this point.
Replacing Kelly Hunt and Emmy Duran.
Rita Williams with the steal off the inbounds pass.
Nothing depressing about her play.
Svetlana, no. And again, Hamlin with the rebound.
That's a rare miss by Svetlana on the break. That's usually her favorite shot.
With UConn struggling in their half-court offense, they need those kind of fast break buckets to get themselves going.
Inside Smith, nice help defense by Sauer there. Outside, Willis misses the shot. Sales and Williams combine for the rebound.
That's what's got to happen for UConn. The guards have got to come down and help rebound.
UConn has gone about 3.5 minutes without a field goal. Nikisha's going to try. Front rims a 3. And the foul is going against, is it Hansmeyer? She looked like she got the worst of that exchange, but I think she got the foul too.
Well, the one thing that's happening with the Huskies, they're just getting one pass and then throwing up a shot. No one's ready, out of position. So Hansmeyer's trying to say, oh gosh, there's a shot going up already. She's out of position, and consequently, she gets called with a foul. She got whacked pretty good too.
She did.
Looks like she got pushed in the back of the head, but I guess that's a foul.
Consuegra is back in. Damone keeps shooting. Perry with an offensive rebound.
Iowa basket by Shannon Perry.
UConn is just getting killed on the offensive glass. That's going to be a foul on Damone. She was aggressively up on Rita Williams.
And she pointed to her header after that play like, come on, Nadine, think. That wasn't a smart foul.
That's a play that's kind of indicative of UConn's play. It was a lazy pass, which could have easily been stolen. You need to be crisper with your passes and more intense with the way you're playing.
Yeah, you certainly can't walk through, kind of go through the motions against a team like Iowa. They'll make you pay.
Now, let me ask you both. When you're flat, do you know you're flat when you're playing?
I think so. You can tell because you don't have the same intensity. You don't have the same fire. You don't have that pep in your step. and you don't have, I guess, just the will to make things happen early on. I mean, you can tell when you're down. Do you think, B?
You definitely can, and that's when you need to do things like Rita Williams just did. Get to the free throw line. If your shots aren't falling, get an easy bucket. Try to get the garbage around the basket. Get a quick putback because your shots aren't falling. You need to get those points.
Yeah, or in this case, let's change the complexion of the game. Let's go 2-2-1 press, try to get things created defensively, and they just got a turnover.
That's a great move by Coach Oriema because it'll get the players moving, whether they want to or not. When you're pressing, your body just has to go.
Damone making the bad pass, the 9th Iowa turnover.
The best thing to do, too, is to focus on defense, because that's better to get yourself out of a rut.
Sauer, the little turnaround.
That was a great play. Go inside. Your outside shots aren't falling. Go inside. Let Paige Sauer work down on the block, which is where she's the most effective.
Huskies back to within 1 as we go into 5 minutes in the first half. A little more zip in the defensive step right now.
And Iowa's not a very deep ball club. UConn should pound it inside. Get him in foul trouble.
Smith comes up short. And a foul is called, I believe, on Perry along the baseline.
This is exactly what Iowa did not want, and that's for the crowd to get back into this game. They've been pretty quiet for the first 16 minutes, and once the crowd gets going, it's hard to win in this place if you're the other team.
Well, they also haven't had a lot to cheer about. In the last about 45 seconds, UConn has given them a little bit more, with creating a turnover, then getting a nice post move by Paige Sauer, then going back and playing tough defense again.
The energy is contagious from the court to the stands.
Perry comes down with the miss. 4:40 to play here in the first half. Stay tuned at halftime as we will have UConn interactive trivia for you. So stay with us here at CPTV. Consuegra. Damone, the little baseline jumper.
Iowa basket by Nadine Damone.
7 points for Nadine now and keeps the Hawkeyes up by 3. Williams, no. Sales, no. And a foul, and I think it's going to be Svetlana over the back. Yep.
Last time down the floor, UConn was very effective getting the ball back inside to Paige Sauer. They need to keep going back inside. She didn't even get a chance to touch the ball that possession. Go into her, make them stop her, and then put it outside for the three-point shot.
Right, because once you dump it in, if she doesn't have anything, she'll kick it back out to you, and then you got a wide open 3.
We got a 20-second timeout here with 4:02 to go in the half. A 3-point game. Tune in Friday at 9 for a special edition of CPTV's Connecticut Journal. This week's features Early Childhood, Years of Promise. This original CPTV documentary discusses how the Stamford community has handled the all-important first years of a child's life. That's Connecticut Journal, Friday at 9, here on CPTV.
I think I'm going to watch that. I can figure out what happened in the few years of my life.
Never too late to make those corrections either.
Let's hope not.
Speaking of making corrections, that's what Gino Oriema is trying to do during these little timeouts. 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes and 3 seconds for the Huskies. Consuegra. Randy Peterson has come into the game, number 45. She's been in the last couple of trips. She's trying to post up Sauer right now. They go inside to her along the baseline. Good look for Smith. Misses the easy shot, gets her own miss, and then got fouled by Sales as she went up.
Well, it looked like you kind of dropped back into a little bit of a 2-3 zone there. And what happened, Smith caught the ball in the middle. And the one thing you do, you get into a zone because you don't want the ball to go in the middle.
Her first personal foul.
And that's exactly what happened. And when you're in a zone, it's tough to box out. So once again, Iowa all over the offensive glass.
UConn have been pretty effective early on in their zone, but in order to get back into a zone, you need to make your shot on the offensive end, which they didn't do for so many minutes, so they were forced to play the man-to-man.
7 points and 7 rebounds for Tangela Smith at the line. Barcelona is going to sit down, and Amy Duran has come back in. And Paige Sauer comes away with the miss. 4-point Iowa lead. 3.5 to go first half. Sauer. Oh! Paige is living large.
Hey, she can hit that shot. She's a great three-point shooter for your 6'5" center. When she's in that trailer spot, she likes to hoist up the three.
Williams coming from behind and knocks it out of bounds.
The trailer spot on the three is the best place to take a three-point shot from when you're a post player because you have your momentum going forward.
We've got a timeout, 3:09 to go here in the first half. Off that Paige Sauer three, the Huskies are back to within one. 21, Iowa by one. Is this the spot you like to be in, Rebecca?
Oh, that's the sweet trailer spot where you can see she gets a right foot forward, momentum going, and I'm sure she meant to do that just to make it a little more challenging for herself.
Yeah, how sweet is her touch that she gets that kind of roll from 20 feet?
Damone into the paint, little pull-up, long with it, and Sales clears the rebound. Huskies a chance to get a lead here with under 3 minutes to go in the half. Hansmeyer, no, but the foul is going to go on Smith.
Hansmeyer, I think, got away with one there. That seemed to be a pretty good block by Smith, but again, Stacy's got to try to go around and not shoot over. But you got to also create contact, Rebecca, to try to draw a foul.
You really do, and also with a player like Smith, who obviously likes to jump off of her feet and try to block shots, is a perfect chance to do an up and under move or any kind of pump fake to get her off her feet while she's in the air, lean into her and try to get the three-point play. Free throws haven't been too kind tonight to the Huskies, it seems.
You know, and as you said earlier, sometimes when you're struggling, you got to make every little opportunity count.
You want to get to the free throw line, but the reason you want to get there is usually it's automatic points.
First point for Stacy here tonight, ties the game at 22.
UConn again in their 2-2-1 full court press.
Let's see if they can keep the ball out of the middle of the floor.
Smith's getting a well-deserved rest over there on the Hawkeye bench. She had played the first 17-plus minutes of this first half. Hamlin nearly traveled.
Another thing that press did is now there's 5 seconds on the shot clock. It really slows down the offensive pace.
Consuegra didn't realize that Williams came up with the steal. Huskies with numbers here on the break. Reed of the pass gets it back. Duran hits a three.
They just needed one of those to go down.
This is a key possession for Iowa to see if they can come back and respond to UConn taking the lead. Try once again to get the crowd out of this game.
25-22 Huskies. Consuegra looked at Peterson inside. Hamlin, little fake. Now she's going to take it. That's a nice shot.
I don't know what else you can do to defend that shot.
All I know is if she can jump like that on one hamstring.
The only other chance you have is to mug her.
Duran, the left hand won't stay down, and Hamlin also goes up pretty good on the glass too. Did a nice job boxing out. Iowa still ruling the backboards and trailing by one here as we approach the final minute of the first half.
Well, what an emotional boost for Iowa to have Hamlin in there. I mean, she's a leader. She's so tough. She's got guts.
I'm not sure where that pass came from. 11 turnovers for the Hawkeyes. Sales. And a traveling violation is called on Amy Duran.
Nikisha Sales is really struggling so far tonight, B.
She has had a tough time offensively, and after that last possession, Hamlin came up limping a little bit on her legs, so I don't know if it was really smart to try to throw like an alley-oop type pass to a kid with a sore hamstring.
And one thing she told her coaches she would do is if she does feel a lot of pain in that leg, she will tell head coach Angie Lee, and she'll get herself taken out of the game. But I just don't have a feeling that will happen.
You promise your coach anything to get him to put you into the ball game.
Consuegra, nice pass underneath to Peterson.
That's right, the first freshman to start since records were kept back in '75.
That was just a sweet pass to look away the defense and then dump it down.
Sauer. Schumacher. No. Sales there for the rebound. Dumont may have got away with a foul over the top. Peterson on the break. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Rita Williams.
Damon did get away with a foul on the other end over the back, and that would have been a big call because that would have put her into halftime with 3 fouls.
Let's see if Williams did get back
Her first personal foul
to establish position. Well, that's a good call. She didn't get there in time, I don't think.
I don't think she did either. Peterson will get 2.
Connecticut substitution number 25.
The Miss Iowa basketball player of last year drains that first free throw. And Iowa is hanging tough. I mean, they're not, most teams come in are intimidated by this crowd and the ambiance here in Gamble, but Iowa could care less.
Grasimova has come back in for the final possession. Peterson makes her free throws. Iowa by 3.
These last 15 seconds are important because it could determine who goes into the locker room at halftime with the momentum.
That's a great sub because now you have all these people who can score on the court for UConn.
Good block by Peterson. Huskies get lucky picking up the loose ball. Rita Williams hit again, but this time foul.
Rita went in a little bit early the first time, had about 8 seconds on the clock and took it in, but they're lucky to get that ball back and get another chance at a bucket before halftime.
Well, what I don't understand is when Rita did get the ball back, she went 1 on 4, and she had Amy Duran behind her wide open for the 3, and Nikisha Sales open down in the corner for a 3.
That's when Amy and Nikisha need to yell to Rita and let her know that they're there because she doesn't have eyes in the back of her head. She's lucky that she did get a foul called.
But if you got 4 black shirts around you, you know one of your teammates have to be open.
Right. But with 2 seconds on the shot clock, you're just trying to get one up there.
Oh, it's easy for me to say that sitting over here.
Right.
Williams 4 for 4 at the line here in the first half. Hamlin lets it fly. And the Iowa Hawkeyes beat up. At least that was the word coming in here. Have played very, very well for the first 20 minutes. Our score at the half, Iowa 28, UConn 27.
And they came in, they played aggressive, and they kept the Huskies on their heels that first half.
They really did, and like we said, for the most part, they kept the crowd out of it. And as coaches always emphasize, the first 5 minutes of the second half are going to tell a lot about this game.
All right, let's take a look at some of the numbers from those first 20 minutes. The one that jumps out, guys, the rebounding.
Well, look at that advantage that the Hawkeyes have over the Huskies. That's something that UConn is not used to.
They really aren't, and Iowa is not shooting well on their first shot, but they're able to get second and third shots off those offensive rebounds, and that is what has kept them in this game.
And before the Husky faithful get too worried here, close games at the half are not unusual, at least to this point this year, with the exception of that Northwestern blowout that you and I did, Megan. The other games have been very competitive at halftime. 4 points the difference in 3 of the games.
Well, yeah, it seems that the Huskies come out in the first half, and not that they go through the motions, but they keep the other team in it. It must be the words of wisdom at halftime that Coach Auriemma must bestow on his team. What do you think, Rebecca?
I don't know how much wisdom's in them, but there's definitely a lot of conviction.
The last time the Huskies trailed at Gamble, 45-37, way back in 95.
Remember that game, B? We were both still here, involved.
I remember the feeling in the locker room at halftime, hoping your season wasn't going to end, so at least the Huskies don't have that pressure on them tonight.
UConn came back to win that one 67-63. Okay, Rita Williams, Paige Sauer, Amy Duran, Nikisha Sales, and Stacey Hansmeyer open up the second half for UConn. Sales outside, can't hit the 3. And the second half starts like the first half ended. Angela Smith getting still another rebound.
That would have been a huge bucket for the Huskies, and especially for Nikisha Sales, who struggled in the first half.
Consuegra bangs home a little jump shot. Her first 2 points.
This is certainly the way the Hawkeyes want to start this second half.
Inside, Paige Sauer unable to handle it, but the right spot, Hansmeyer, and she got fouled. And that could be a break if it's on Smith. A break, that is, if you're a Husky fan. It is on Smith at their third.
Well, here, Sauer just couldn't get a handle on that ball. It was a pretty good pass. You got to catch that. Hansmeyer, again, Rebecca, fading back instead of going into the defense.
It's hard. She's afraid because Smith is so tall and so long with those arms, but Iowa comes out playing that man-to-man defense, and UConn did the smart thing by trying to go inside with Paige Sauer, who does have a mismatch down low.
And what Sauer's got to do is she's got to use both hands to catch that ball. It was a nice lead pass. You gotta catch that one. Those ones are gimmies.
Still another rebound for Smith. She's got 9 of them now. Iowa by 2 in the ball. Damone Harrig, who sat down a good part of the first half, misses the jump shot. There's Smith battling in there and coming up with it off the floor and just really out-hustled the Huskies to the ball.
Iowa doing just an outstanding job on the offensive glass.
Consuegra swallowed up in the lane. Here comes Rita Williams the other way.
A little bit of contact on that play.
Sales fakes the 3. Paige Sauer is going to take it. No. And that's the 10th rebound now for Smith.
I see Sales got the ball on the perimeter there, and she's looking a little gun shy now.
Keisha's one player you don't care how many shots she takes in a game because she's so talented. You want the ball in her hands.
Damone continues to struggle from the field. And the foul is going to go on Harrig, and that will be her 3rd. So Harrig and Smith, 3 fouls apiece along the front line, and that's going to get Randy Peterson into the game a lot earlier here in the second half than she came in the first.
Number 54, Amy Harrig.
Harrig sits back down, sorry.
Angie Lee not looking happy over there on the sideline. Those are kind of fouls that you can't commit. I mean, Harrig is a great player, played World University games this summer, got the gold medal, played alongside Kara Walters.
Really has been no factor hitting it.
Absolutely not. She's taken herself out of the game with a lot of fouls.
Sales, little crossover to get into the paint, and she just got into trouble and then got bailed out a little bit by the official.
And Angie Senzavera really helped out Nikisha making that call. Here, trying to split, then she pulled up.
Iowa foul number 15.
A little indecision.
Play on.
Her 2nd personal foul.
You don't agree with that, huh?
Just play on. Hensmeyer for 2.
Stacy Hensmeyer.
Ties the game at 30. And Iowa's going to take a 20-second timeout, surprised a little bit by the press.
And again, what allowed UConn to set up in that 2-2-1 pressure is the fact that they were able to score. You can't set up in a press if you don't make the bucket, and so big play by Hansmeyer.
And what also made it a big play, Rebecca, is that Hansmeyer got the ball and went really strong to the backboard.
She really did. I mean, especially with the body she has, the type of player she is, she needs to play strong, and that's exactly what she does here. Great catch, feels the defense, and goes strong up with the ball.
That pump fake is big. Hey, like we were saying, Iowa's got those athletes that can jump. They like to block your shot, and Hansmeyer is not that tall in there. Hasn't gotten that many shots off.
With Smith playing with 3 fouls, we might see the Huskies go inside a lot more.
And we saw Gina Orium is saying in the huddle, hey, stay with the pressure. Pressure the ball. Make Iowa turn it over.
Just the 2nd tie of the game. We have had 8 lead changes. Peterson puts it on the floor and is called for the walk.
I don't think that's a walk. I think she took 2 steps with the same foot. It's a good move, gets the defense on their heels, and, you know, that's just a tough call for Iowa.
Nobody was happier than Paige Sauer because she left her feet and was out of position.
Huskies a chance to get the lead back. Sauer. Williams looked briefly at Duran inside. Rita tries to beat Consuegra off the dribble, gives to Sauer, and she traveled with it.
That's the same call. I don't think that one's a walk either, but I guess it's even Steven now.
Well, that one, at least, it looked like Paige may have shuffled her feet a little bit.
One thing the referees call a lot is when you take a stutter step and take 2 steps with the same foot. You never move your pivot foot, but they tend to think that that's a walk. I know, I get called for it all the time.
I was just going to say, you're a little hostile about that one. I think you've had that called on you a bit.
I'm sensitive on that issue.
Here's Peterson again inside. Smith turns, kind of a half hook is short. Lead pass. Duran pulls up, tries to go inside to Sauer. She couldn't handle it, and the Huskies turn it over.
That's an impossible pass because there was only about 3 feet between Amy Duran and Paige Sauer, and you got to give Iowa credit. They are hustling back on defense.
Iowa's playing with no fear in their eyes. They don't care that there's 10,000 people here and that they're all rooting for UConn. They're out here. They're playing well. They're playing aggressively, and you know, they're looking to win this one.
Hamblin comes in. Consuegra getting a clinic over there from Angie Lee.
Angie Lee has these kids believing they can beat the Huskies. And that's imperative, especially with this team that had a lot of expectations coming in, haven't met what everyone said they could do. But there's a lot of talent on this Iowa ball club.
Inside Smith, a little turnaround, and the foul is going to be on Paige Sauer. Iowa did a nice job, took it all the way down to 4 seconds on the shot clock, and ended up getting a little 8-foot turnaround out of it.
Smith's able to get that shot because she shoots the ball, holds the ball so high over her head. Like we said earlier, not only does she have height, but she has long arms, and the ball is way over her head when she shoots that, so Sauer has no chance to block it.
And once again, we saw it ever so faintly, though, but Paige Sauer's hands, they came in that downward motion, and that's when the official makes that call. If you've got your hands straight up in the air and you're bodied up, they're not going to call that foul. But the minute you break that plane and bring your hands down, the official will call the foul.
UConn has made just one of their last 7 from the floor. Iowa by 1. We're about to go into 16 minutes to go in the game. Looking inside for Sauer. They go over the top. Paige gets 2.
Paige Sauer from Amy Durant.
Keep going back to her until they can stop Paige Sauer down low, give her the ball, and just keep giving her the ball every offensive possession.
And the key is to give it to your big guys in a position where they can do something with it. Where they just have to turn and shoot.
Oh, Hamblin, a nice move with the dribble, then couldn't finish. Did everything except get the basket. Williams will stop and go. Throws it up on the run for 2.
And that's a great move by Rita Williams.
And we are going to get a timeout. 15:34 left to go in the game. Huskies suddenly up 3. It's 34-31, 15:34 to go in the game, and Rita Williams leading a little spurt here.
And there Hamblin hampered with that hamstring, let's say, all those H's. And Rita Williams, recognizing it, drives hard to the hole.
And Williams nearly causing another turnover on the inbounds pass. Iowa will keep control. Huskies coming again with the full court pressure. There's that 7-1 run. Long lead pass. Smith, a nice catch. And the foul is going to be called on Hansmeyer.
Coach Oram has to be furious because right before they inbounded the ball, he looked over at Stacy and said, watch the long pass, and that's exactly what she gave up.
Look at this. Wide receiver catching that ball.
Well, that was a perfect pass, too. Yeah, there goes Stacy out of the game right on cue.
Kelly Hunt comes back in, non-shooting foul. Peterson. At the moment, with a little room on the baseline, she got 2.
They showed all that room. It looks like Rita Williams got either tripped up or maybe she tripped over the line.
9 points for Nadine Damone. UConn the ball in a 1-point lead. Sales. Svetlana looks inside. It's going to take it herself. Jumper won't go down. Big offensive board by Sales, no. Rebound picked off the floor by Hamblin. Hamblin gets around Williams with the dribble. Hamblin to the basket. Got that one to get out.
I'd say she's feeling better. What about you, Rebecca?
I'd say she's feeling pretty good.
Iowa goes back up by 1, and the Hawkeyes refuse to go away. Sauer. An air ball. Sales is there, and they got Nikisha with the push.
Well, as the expression goes, right now, Nikisha Sales can't win for losing.
She's having a really tough time tonight.
Well, the problem there, Paige Sauer took a dribble, but it didn't take her anywhere. If anything, it took her further away from the basket. And you got to give Perry credit because she got a body on Sales.
UConn had the right idea to try to get it into Paige Sauer, but early on in the possession, she was posting up on the block where she can do something with it. And then later on is when Kelly gave her a tough pass in the middle.
Foul is going to be on Kelly Hunt's over the back. That's the 3rd on Kelly. How can such a good player get so far out of sync in a game like this, like Nikisha Sales is?
Well, I think there's a lot of frustration, you know, and I think her teammates need to do a good job of getting her the ball. They need to run some plays, I think, specifically for her to try to get her back on track. But if anything, the way she gets going is by playing great defense, getting a steal, and then getting a quick bucket.
Abrasimova with the steal. Good look for Sales. Nice call there, Megan.
A play like that is exactly what Nikisha needs. A quick and easy bucket.
UConn back up one. Damone coast to coast. Misses the jumper. Hunt the rebound. Somebody just tossed Rita Williams out of the lane.
Yeah, I don't think she just dove on the floor like that.
Not backwards. Sauer, good look inside for Hunt. Throws it back out to Williams. She'll take it and make it.
Enormous three-pointer there by Rita Williams, and that's something that she's lacked in her UConn career. She did it at Mitchell Junior College, but she can shoot. She just has to get the confidence to do it.
Is Sales aggressively out on Hamlin. Hamlin trying to use the dribble. Comes up shooting and makes another.
I don't know how she made that shot. It looked like she lost the ball halfway while she was in the air, then shot it from the hip. That was a great shot.
Looks like Sales got a piece of it, too. That's just great strength by Hamlin.
Huskies involved in a bit of a shootout now here in the second half with 13 minutes to go.
Well, UConn has to stay active on offense and keep moving.
Sauer short. Abrasimova. No. Sauer again over the top. Wants to go back up, and she got fouled by Hamlin.
And that's how UConn has to get themselves into the lead and to take advantage of their height advantage inside. You just got to work hard.
Keep working hard on the glass, and that's what Paige Sauer does right here. She takes it up. She also had Nikisha outside on the three-point line if she needed to dish it out, but it's hard work. Get it down low.
Consuegra comes back into the game, and Hamlin limps off the floor.
I don't know about you guys, but I thought Paige was shooting the ball when she got nailed, but they're giving them the ball out of bounds.
Well, that'll explain why the crowd was just booing. And Hamlin being tended to over in the bench. It looks like that hamstring is giving her a little problem.
Iowa foul number 24, Angela Hamlin.
You have to give that kid a lot of credit. She has a big heart to be out there playing like that with a just about torn hamstring.
Number 21, Kara Consuegra. Number 54, Amy Herrig. Hitting for Connecticut, number 4, Tiana Abramich.
Tiana Abramich has come in for the first time. There she handles it outside. And Svetlana unable to make the clean catch. Ninth turnover.
That wasn't a real good look, though, by Bralic to the back-cutting Svetlana. Just couldn't get a handle on it. That seems to be the story of the night for the Huskies.
Consuegra brings it up against the pressure. Freshman trying to avoid the trap.
UConn staying in their man-to-man defense.
And a travel is called on Damone. 15 turnovers now for Iowa.
Number 11, Kelly Schumacher.
I don't know about that call.
Paige Sauer.
I don't think Angelina likes it too much.
$12:20 to go in the game. The Huskies the ball and the lead, with the lead only 2.
Keisha Sales running the point guard position now.
Svetlana, a little fall away, won't stay down, and Herrig is there for the rebound, and Schumacher is going to be called for the foul over the back.
Well, that's experience over inexperience there. Herrig, the junior. Good box out there.
Looks like Coach Oriema has a great pressing lineup in right now. I don't think he has a player in there under 6 feet tall, and it's a lot easier to press when you have people with long arms and tall bodies that it's hard to see over.
The key thing about a pressing team is you have to be smart. And some of these players for UConn are a little bit inexperienced.
Consuegra inside. Herrig, little turn around jumper, and it stays.
Iowa basket by Amy Herrig.
Iowa's played so well, and Herrig has been on the bench most of the game in foul trouble.
We are tied again at 39. Every time Connecticut gets a little spurt and the crowd thinks they're going to do something, a running hook shot goes down for Svetlana.
Svetlana Abrasimova.
She's got 8, but the lead is only 2.
Well, she's had a quiet evening also. If she and Sales get going,
There's
watch
Herrig.
out.
Yep.
That time she went to her left hand. Previous time down the floor, she took the right-handed hook. I think I like this player down low.
Schumacher inside, too hard off the glass. And the foul is going to be on Consuegra as Kelly Hunt had gotten a good position.
That's a good job by Kelly, not giving up on the play. Schumacher with the errant shot, but Hunt, second and third effort, and that's the key.
We're going to get a timeout. 11:10 left to go in this one, and we are tied at 41.
The annual foul is on number 21, Kara Consuegra. Her third personal foul, team fifth.
The University of Connecticut, using science and art to understand the complexity of our environment. Working with experts to understand complex political problems. Probing the way muscles react to the stress of musical performance. Developing computer software to improve photo imaging. Quality education, skills for the future. The University of Connecticut.
Early childhood. Why should we care?
We make a distinction between our children and other people's children. All children belong to God. All of them are our sacred trust.
Early childhood. What do we know?
This is a time when Mother Nature presents to us a unique opportunity to shape the way our brains should turn out.
Early childhood. Years of promise. A CPTV original, 9 p.m. Friday. What event in just 6 years has brought the magic of science to over 370 school groups? Presented by Duracell. Get your company or organization involved, even if the work goes at a snail's pace. We promise you won't get wrapped up designing your booth. We'll give you all the help you need to make a lasting impression. Call today to make your booth a reality at CPTV's 7th Annual Family Science Expo, presented by Duracell, this March.
11:10 to go in this one. We're tied at 41, and Amy Herrick making her presence felt down low.
And that is the toughest shot for a post player to take, is a baseline hook shot, especially going to your weak hand, which Herrick did right there. Great shot.
Well, that hand didn't look very weak to me.
Checking back in for Iowa, number 24, Angela Hamlin. For Connecticut, number 23, Rita Williams. Number 41,
Svetlana will get to the free throw line.
Number 22, Amy Duran.
Angela Hamlin back in after being worked on the sideline. Here's the drive. And there's the foul.
Svetlana has great body control. She's floating through the air, but she's still able to get a very difficult shot up and use the glass, because that's the only way that thing had a chance of going in.
And that's her favorite shot. And if you notice, the entire time she kept her head on the rim and didn't worry about the defense that was coming to hit her or any of the extraneous things going on around her. She just keeps her head on the rim.
Came in averaging 14 points and 5 rebounds a game. Gets her 9th point and breaks the tie at 42-41, under 11 minutes to go. A good look at the pressure that Iowa is facing. Hamlin, a little pull-up jumper is short. Amy Duran, a nice job boxing out. Williams. Svetlana kicks it back. Hunt open at the free throw line. Inside, Sauer.
Hunt looks like she's really looking for Paige Sauer every time she touches the ball. She has 3 assists, at least 3 just to Paige Sauer.
Well, Kelly Hunt has to understand her role. Her role is not to score, it's to pass the ball, get good rebounds, and screen.
Consuegra now to set the offense for Iowa, trailing by a 3 halfway through this second half. Perry looking inside. Hamlin wants the ball. They go in there. She's double teamed, knocked out of bounds, and she turns it over.
And Rita Williams is hanging around down there by the post players. Guards for Iowa have to realize that and recognize that she's not guarding her man.
Rita does a fantastic job of helping down defensively with the post players. And as a post player, defensively, you love to see that, because the help's coming. And offensively, you can't stand those little natty guards that come down and swat at the ball.
Damone is checked back into the game for Iowa. Nice pass by Hunt again. Here's Sauer with the offensive board for 2.
That's exactly what UConn was missing in the first half, was those offensive rebounds and putbacks.
And aggressive moves to the basket.
Damone back in a hurry.
Nadine Damone.
Iowa has had numerous opportunities to fold their tents and leave. They refuse. Tangela Smith, who's been on the bench for a long time with 3 fouls, is looking to get back in next whistle. Williams keeps the dribble alive, takes it in, has it blocked loose. And Damone comes up with it. Hamlin the other way. That was the 10th Husky turnover of the game.
That was great D by Iowa.
Perry wants to go inside to Harrig. They do. She kicks it back out. Peterson, little ball fake. Nice look for Damone.
That's just terrific ball movement by the Hawkeyes.
It really was. They were very patient, and they worked the ball around until they got an easy layup.
13 points for Damone, and here's Iowa back again, down 1 with 8:39 to play. Paige Sauer got away with a little hop step. Svetlana can't kiss it off the glass. Rebound to Peterson, and the Hawkeyes have a chance to grab the lead again.
That's just a very difficult shot by Svetlana, too. UConn just isn't in sync again. They need to either get a fast break layup, but they're just not getting the type of shots you're used to seeing them get in that triangle offense.
Damone back rims that one. Peterson, who's done a nice job off the bench, count it, and she'll get to the line. And the Iowa bench is going crazy. They think they can win this one.
I have no idea how she got that shot off, to be honest with you. She almost got her head chopped off on this play. It's a great rebound.
Connecticut foul number 41, Paige Sauer.
Good ball fake. And
second personal foul, 6th on the
it looks a
team.
lot worse from over here than just on the monitor, because she got nailed.
Well, once again, and as I tried to make fun of you in the first half, and it didn't work out too well, there UConn gave up the rebound. The last thing you want to do is compound the error by then fouling. And that's exactly what Sauer did.
Peterson missed the free throw, but Iowa's got the lead back at 47-46. About to go into 8 minutes. Rita Williams lost the handle, got it back.
Very lucky to get it back, Mike. I mean, that just was not a smart play by Williams. UConn needs to pass the ball around the perimeter, dump it inside, kick it back out, change sides of the floor, and get the defense moving.
Sauer outside, and Harrig is going to be called for the foul. They're going to give a 3 on that? They're going to give it 2.
Gino's signaling for the 3.
Yeah, the official had his hands up like it was a 3. And Gino's pleading.
See all the professing I said about moving the offense, or if you're Paige Sauer, just step back and shoot a 3.
That was a tough shot. Either whether it's a 2 or a 3, that's just a tough shot for her to hit. Oh, that's a 3.
That's a 3. Darn it all.
Wow. Post players don't get many chances for a 4-point play. Give the kid a break.
You're a little bit biased, being a post player yourself.
18 for Sauer. We'll see if that point ultimately makes a difference. We are going to get a timeout with 7:42 to go in the game. Iowa's got the ball trailing by 2 when we get back. Goes over things in the timeout. Mike Gorman along with Megan Pattison and Rebecca Lobo. 49-47. UConn just up by 2 over Iowa. Stanford lost a couple of games in the last week. Is this just another example of the balance in women's college basketball?
Well, you know, what I think is so important is that for someone like UConn, yeah, they moved up to number 2. But you can't really look at the rankings, especially right now in the season. I mean, Iowa is listed right now as 18. They're certainly playing a lot better than 18. But once again, when it comes right down to it, it's just 5 players against 5 players. And the players on the floor for the Huskies, you know, they're not, a lot of these guys are young. You know, Paige and Stacy are sophomores. Keisha is the lone player on the floor right now who won the national championship. So a lot of inexperience for the Huskies.
Damone running the show right now. Young woman out of Bridgeport. Would dearly love to come in here and lead her team to victory. Smith turns on Hansmeyer. And a nice rebound by Abrasimova. And she got fouled. If that's Harrig, Harrig's gone.
Well, what that was just second effort by Abrasimova, just not giving up on the play.
And that's 5 fouls on Amy Harrig.
54, Amy
It's a
Harrig.
huge blow to the Hawkeyes.
Foul, 8th on the team.
She's just starting to come alive offensively with her hook shots, and it's tough for them to lose her at this point of the game.
Shot almost went down, but again, Abrasimova just wanted it more. And that's what rebounding is.
Yeah, she just kind of snuck inside there. I think Herrick thought she had that board clean, and Abrasimova just kind of got in there and stole it from her.
But then you got to convert on the other end. You got to make those free throws.
And Peterson has done a nice job off the Iowa bench. She came up with the rebound. There's Hamlin coming through. Damone pulls up, tough shot, no, rebound, loose, and also tight looping out, done by Hamlin down there on the baseline.
She got away with a walk down there too,
Yeah,
I think.
It was just such a, I think the official was more concerned as to whether or not she went out of bounds. Perry unable to hit. Sales can't control the rebound. Hamlin, no, but she's going to get to the free throw line. And Connecticut continues to get beat up on the glass.
Iowa's showing a lot of heart, hustle, and determination down there, getting all those offensive rebounds. UConn needs to box out. There's only 6.5 minutes left in this game. This is crunch time. Somebody has to step up and just decide that they're going to get every defensive rebound no matter what it takes.
And there, you see the shot coming off, and Sales just can't get a handle on it. Iowa just staying after it.
10 points and 7 rebounds for Hamlin, who we weren't even sure we would see tonight.
She said she was going to play. Her trainer and coaches didn't think she was gonna, but her heart's just too big. She wanted to play in this one, and boy, are they glad she is playing.
With just under 7 minutes left, this being a one-point ball game, free throws are going to be very, very important for the rest of the way.
Angie Lee is going to try to buy Hamlin a couple of minutes on the bench here. 49-48 Connecticut. The ball up 1.
It's a great substitution by Lee. Let Hamlin rest that leg a little bit and come back in at the end.
Hansmeyer. Rita Williams kind of came up limping there, it looked like. Hansmeyer, no. Svetlana, the rebound, yes.
This is where the great players emerge from the good ones. Abrasimova making all the big plays.
3-point UConn lead. And a traveling violation is called.
Nikisha Sales has been very quiet this game, but just under 6 minutes left, I wouldn't be surprised to see her really emerge and try to take over.
Well, she's got to.
She's a senior, she's a leader, she's been there before, she's been in the tight games, and I imagine she'll start calling for the ball.
The Huskies doing a pretty good job, Mike, of taking care of the basketball. Only 10 turnovers.
Here's Sales. Sales taking it to the basket. And the call is an offensive foul.
No basket.
That was a good call. Nikisha used her left arm and did push off a little bit, but that's the kind of fire you're talking about. You can see it in the way she's playing right here. She's just going strong at the basket, a little too strong with that left arm.
Nice defensive play by Perry.
Connecticut foul number 42, Nikisha Sales.
And just a little too much left arm there.
But that's what you want to see, is Nikisha Sales with a fire in her eye.
So can the Hawkeyes come back one more time, trailing by 3 here? Still a walk to go. 5:25. Peterson dips the shoulder, and she travels with it.
Great D by Hansmeyer. There's good team defense by the Huskies as well, but Hansmeyer did a nice job of moving her feet and bodying up.
And I'll give the ref that one. That was definitely a travel.
And Connecticut wants a 20-second timeout.
Timeout, Connecticut.
5:19 on the clock. 51-48.
I'd love to see Gino draw the play to isolate Nikisha, so maybe she can get a good look at the basket and score, heading down to the final couple minutes of this game.
Sauer is leading the way with 18, but it has been Svetlana Abrasimova who has really emerged here in the last couple of minutes.
And once again, rebounding is all about desire. Svetlana just wanted that one more.
(11-5) the numbers for Svetlana tonight. She is out there with Paige Sauer, Nikisha Sales, Rita Williams, and Stacey Hansmeyer.
Williams not limping as much now, but she's been limping. I don't know if she got a bruise in her left thigh. It looks like she's favoring that left leg.
Yeah, it's almost like she's dragging a leg. Sales misses outside. Offensive rebound, Hansmeyer. Good job to keep the dribble alive and gets it back out.
That's just a headsy play to put the ball on the floor so you don't get a traveling call.
And not to try to get up, because when you do get up is when you get called for the walk.
Williams. Front rims the three. Svetlana again with the rebound. And she'll go to the line.
This kid is just really coming through in the clutch by getting in there. She's not getting the shots, but she gets in there, gets the garbage buckets.
She's not your average 17-year-old, that's for sure. Williams way short on the shot. But Svetlana in the right place at the right time.
She got hit from the front and in the back and was still able to put that in. Just great concentration on that shot.
Little Hawkeye sandwich.
Hansmeyer.
Play the game right there, Stacey Hansmeyer.
A 7-point Husky lead. That's huge in this game. Damone needs some help at half court. Fonseca takes it right to the paint. Little jumper won't go down. Hansmeyer the rebound.
That was the first time Iowa looked like they were really bothered by UConn's pressure.
The Huskies have the Hawkeyes playing at their pace now, and they're trying to harry things a little bit.
Rita Williams really is playing in some pain out there. She's just dragging a leg around.
I have no idea how that kid just got that shot off. She split the two defenders and with her right hand just threw up a prayer.
Hansmeyer so quick in the interior.
She loves the spin move.
Perry looks inside. They want to get to Smith, who's been quiet. They go instead. Peterson can't hit the little jumper. Rossumova with the rebound. She'll bring it up herself. Uses this Paige Sauer screen. Can't get the layup. Sales gets the follow.
And once again, when you're struggling offensively, the way to get yourself in it is offensive rebound, and Nikisha Sales is loving it.
This whole team is fired up, and it's exactly what they need.
Largest lead of the game now with 3:34 to play.
It's a great great defensive rebound, pushing it down the floor. They had the numbers.
And more than anything, they got the boards.
Nikisha with a great foul, and more importantly, the emotion after the shot.
Huskies come back with some trapping defense, and a jump ball is called.
Nikisha's really starting to come alive these past few possessions.
The senior co-captain has to do that. Impose her will. Get some emotion into this game. There's been a huge momentum shift here in the last 4 minutes.
And really lead the way so that these younger guys can follow her.
Consuegra. Damone looking inside at Willis. Goes outside instead to Smith. Smith got around Sales. Pulls up and hits the jumper.
Not smart defense there by Sales. Heads up play by Smith. Take that shot.
Do the Hawkeyes have one more run? We'll see over the next 3 minutes. It's 57-50. Huskies by 7 in the ball. Gino Auriemma calling the play off the Connecticut bench.
Look for a screen on the ball here.
Rita Williams stripped. Smith got a hand in there. Here comes Damone's got Smith with her on the break, makes the bounce pass. Oh, that looked like a good-looking block to me, but a foul is called. You like that one, B?
Wow, Rebecca liked that one, I think.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think Svetlana had any chance to get this ball, and check this out. The cameraman wasn't even high enough to think those girls were up in the air. That was a great block, whether or not it's a foul.
And there, Dennis DeMeo, you saw him, he was calling the block. And if anything, you got to call on the arm because there was no body contact whatsoever.
I have no idea how Svetlana got up and got a piece of that ball. Like we said, Smith is not only tall, but she has those long arms and she can leap. Ooh, I like that one.
I don't think I've ever heard you scream that high.
Smith 5 of 7 at the line and cuts the Connecticut lead to 6. Make it 5. Huskies nearly avoid a turnover there.
Smart play by Rita Williams with a 5-point lead, just under 2.5 minutes to play. Pull it out, use some of the clock.
Svetlana bangs home a three.
She never ceases to amaze.
That's a big shot. That's a big shot for anybody, but especially for a freshman. That's a big shot. She steps up in crunch time and hits an important one.
8-point UConn lead as we approach 2 minutes to play. 60-52. Damone sails the steal.
You cannot make that type of a lob pass with Nikisha Sales anywhere on the floor.
The whole possession, she was just looking at Nadine's eyes, hoping and praying that she was going to throw that pass so she could steal it.
Hansmeyer. Williams will try. Back rims the three. Rebound loose on the knee. Hansmeyer comes up with it. And UConn with a fresh clock. 25 on the shot clock. A minute and a half to go in the game.
Anyone can rebound in the beginning of a game, but crunch time at the end to come up with those big plays, that takes a lot of guts.
Consuegra is going to be called for that foul. Hansmeyer has made some big plays down the stretch.
Iowa foul number
Along
21,
with
Kara Consuegra.
Abrasimova.
Personal foul, 10th on the team.
There you can see how the Huskies have turned it around on the glass here in the second half. Iowa is going to use a 20-second timeout with
22nd timeout,
1:26 to go. If you love music, we've got it for you on Saturday night here on CPTV. Join us at 6 for Carole King, a new color in the tapestry, where she fronts a new band at the Bushnell. And later at 8, Fleetwood Mac appears on In the Spotlight. It's a special performing songs from Rumors and their new CD, The Dance. That's Saturday night, only on CPTV. Well, it's looking like the Huskies going to dodge a bullet here. Iowa came in and played very well for about 36 minutes here tonight.
And the thing that Gino Auriemma should be so happy about, Mike, is that a lot of players stepped up for him that he didn't know were going to be so big in crunch time. Again, we know Nikisha's been there. Rita's another captain. But then you got Svetlana Abrasimova, the 17-year-old freshman in from Russia, new to this country, new to the language, coming up with big plays. Stacey Hansmeyer, the sophomore, making big plays. Paige Sauer in there getting big rebounds. Some leaders are emerging, and this is where the experience comes in.
Another rebound for Hansmeyer there. Sauer, a little quick with the shot maybe, as I'm not sure Gino was looking for a shot at that particular time. And a traveling violation is called on Smith as she tried to get herself out of the trap. The 20th Iowa turnover.
Well, great hustle. Look at the white shirts just swarming.
I don't know whether or not that was a travel, but either way, it was good pressure by UConn to have 3 defenders over there swarming on her.
If you notice, no hands went in there to draw the foul. Just good footwork and bodies everywhere.
Smith came out and gave the foul on Hansmeyer. That's going to be 4 on Smith, but only 64 seconds left to play in the game.
Smith, her 4th personal foul.
Stacey came in the game tonight shooting 74% from the field, but only 37% at the free throw line. Tried to put that reverse jinx on it there.
Nice try.
I thought she'd bury it and make me look bad.
She was just a little late in doing it.
62-52. Hamlin comes up shooting. No rebound. All the way back to Sales. She's got help on the break. And Nikisha. And out of bounds, or is the foul going to be called? Just out of bounds. It'll be Husky ball. 27 seconds on the shot clock. 49 to go in the game. Now someone may pick up the paper tomorrow and say, 62-52, easy win for Connecticut last night. Not so.
No siree. Again, a lot of lessons to be learned in this game, quite like the WNIT championship against Nebraska. It may not be ugly, but you take the win any way you can get them.
That was a smart foul by Nadine Damone. They need to stop the clock early. Consuegra should have fouled as soon as the ball came into the Huskies, so they didn't have a chance to run some time off the clock. They need to get the ball back as soon as possible. And the way UConn's been shooting free throws, it's not a bad move to put them on the free throw line.
Not at all. Not a bad move at all. Svetlana came in at nearly 80%. Rita Williams goes to the sidelines. And Amy Duran checks back in. Amy Duran didn't play a whole lot of minutes here in the second half. Abrasimova makes the second. 11 second half points for Svetlana. And that's the Husky lead at 63-52.
Iowa really needs to shoot some quick threes, as Damone does right there. Want a better look at the basket than that, though.
Damone just keeps jacking him up. Smith comes up with a loose ball. Consuegra. There goes Damone again. And that one goes down.
Iowa three-point basket by
16 points for Nadine in her homecoming. Paige Sauer gets it into Sales. 3-on-1 break. Sales the dish. And Svetlana's going to get back to the line. Sales a nice job in the middle on the fast break.
Iowa foul number 31, Malika Willis. Their third personal foul.
Is Nikisha in effect the backup point guard on this team when Rita's not on the floor?
She could be. It's not a bad move either, because Nikisha has a very good handle on the basketball, and if teams decide to pressure her, it's perfect. She's 6 feet tall, can look over the defense, so it's not a bad move to have her back there handling the ball.
$19 points now on the night for Svetlana, and it's a 65-55 game as we count down the final 10 seconds. So the Huskies will hold on to their number 2 in one poll, number 3 in the other ranking. But this effort probably will not hurt Iowa very much. Oh! Svetlana nearly threw it in from half court. A struggle for Gino Auriemma's club here tonight against a very, very good Iowa team that came in a little banged up. But that young woman, Svetlana Abrasimova, a little bit of a coming out party, Rebecca.
It really was, and she really showed what kind of heart and guts she has, because she had some big offensive rebounds, especially for a kid who's just barely over 6 feet tall, and got to the free throw line and just did a fantastic job for the Huskies.
All right, 65-55, our final score. We'll be back with the coach and some players in a minute. Back in the Connecticut Huskies win at 65-55. Let's go to Megan Pattison, who's with Gino Auriemma.
Thank you, Mike. Coach, first half team struggled a little bit, but give a lot of credit to Iowa.
Yeah, I thought Iowa played a great game, and it's a shame they lost. You know, I thought they played well enough that they could win, but you know, in the second half, I thought we got them into a little bit of a transition game and got them moving a little bit, and finally, you know, we started to play a little bit, but give all the credit in the world to them. And our kids, you know, we don't run offense when we're not very good defensively at times, but we seem to know how to win, and I guess that still means something.
Well, what did you say to your club at halftime? You got out-rebounded big time in the first half, but you guys came back and played better in the second half. What did you say?
Yeah, I just thought we were back on our heels a little bit. They're much quicker than we are, especially Tangela Smith and Angela Hamlin. I just thought they out-hustled us a lot of times. You know, I think sometimes our guys think that, you know, that because we're big and strong that it's going to be easy, you know, and I don't think we worked as hard as we could have in the first half. And luckily for us, in the second half, we came out, made a couple adjustments, and it went our way.
Well, Nikisha Sales, for the second game in a row, seemed to struggle offensively, but she made some big plays at the end.
Well, she did. She didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter, and she got herself in a little bit of a hurry, and that's one of the problems that our team is having right now. We want to score on 2 passes, and God forbid anybody makes us make 5 passes, then we don't feel like playing anymore. So that's just something we got to get over, and we got to grow up and learn to deal with it, because the easy games are not the ones we're coaching for. We're coaching for the tough games, and this is a lesson for us. I believe it really is.
Well, would you ever have thought that your 17-year-old freshman would come up and make the hugest plays of the game?
No, and it's not fair that she has to, but, you know, it really doesn't matter who the hero is. You know, somebody's got to step up and be one, and she didn't come all the way here just to sit and watch the game, you know. So she's a heck of a player, and tonight I think she showed exactly what kind of player she is.
All right, well, thanks, Coach. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but they don't have to be. Michael, back to you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Coach, and thanks, Megan. And again, real good teams can win ugly. And Connecticut won ugly a little bit here tonight, 65-55. Credit to Iowa, who did a terrific job. They came in undermanned, and the Iowa Hawkeyes showing that they deserve to be in the country's top 20, ranked currently 18th. And Rebecca Lobo is standing by right now with one of the stars of the game, young Svetlana. Rebecca.
Mike, I'm here with who's probably the player of the game in Svetlana Abrazimova, who finished with 19 points and 7 rebounds. You guys were struggling a little bit early on, and it was the first time you've had a close game late, but you came up with some huge plays.
Yeah, it was difficult for us to play the first half, but in the second we proved that we can play real basketball, and I'm glad that we win.
You really did a great job, especially getting in there and getting offensive rebounds. Is that something you really wanted to focus on in the second half?
I couldn't make any shots, and I decided to work on my rebounds and to help the team in any way.
Well, you did a great job, and the Huskies wouldn't have won it without you. Back to you, Michael.
All right, Rebecca, thank you very much. And once again, good players know when the shot's not going down, they have to do other things, and that's a very mature 17-year-old right there.
Abrazimova, Mike, is just such a tremendous player, and she's a quiet kid. You know, she doesn't like to take a lot of the credit, but I tell you, when she walks in between those blue lines, she finds a way to get to the basket and to do the little things to help her team win.
All right, there once again is our final score, 65-55. A 10-point win for the Connecticut Huskies, who no doubt will hold on now to their number 2 ranking as they knock off number 18 Iowa. The next CPTV telecast of Connecticut Husky basketball will be coming your way on Saturday, when the Rhode Island Rams will make their way down here to take on Connecticut in an old-fashioned Yankee Conference game. And hopefully Svetlana and Nikisha and the rest of the team maybe learn a few things off this game tonight, and will come out with a little more fire in their eyes when they see Rhode Island on Saturday. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. For Megan Pattison and Rebecca Lobo, I'm Mike Gorman saying once again, the final score, UConn 65 and Iowa 55. The preceding has been a production of Connecticut Public Television. Good night, everybody.